Welcome back to Wrench and Regret. Today I'm going to be working on my Black Widow exhaust system. I'm going to be taking the baffle out, which I've already done. I'm going to be testing the decibels with the baffle out, and then I'm going to put the baffle in, check decibels with the baffle in. Then I'm going to be wrapping the baffle with some fiberglass mesh that is made for mufflers and see how much that changes the tone. I think I'm going to like that. It's loud. I like that it's loud. It sounds great and aggressive, but I think we can take just some of the edge off and it'll be more comfortable on long rides and not be quite as violent when I'm going through the neighborhood. Again, not sure exactly how it's going to affect everything or if it's going to require maybe loosening up the fiberglass a little bit or maybe only using partial on the baffle, because I don't want too much back pressure. But seeing how there's no cats on this anymore and the exhaust is pretty free flowing, I think the flow is going to be just fine. But stick around, like and subscribe, and let's get to it. Got this set up. Just me speaking, I'm seeing a peak out of about 83 decibels with my phone in hand here. I'm going to place the phone about 3 feet from the exhaust pipe and on the ground. That way I can see exactly what the decibels are. I will do just an idle. Then I will rev to about 3,000 and see what it is. And then rev to about we'll call it 6,000 or 7,000. I don't want to go too loud. I am in a neighborhood and don't want anyone getting too upset with me. I've got to live here. So let's see how that goes. All right. Here we are. Make sure we're in neutral. Here we go. Idle is seeing a peak out of about 113 decibels. RPM, we got to about 118. And 126 at about 7,000 RPM on the rev. All right, so let's put in the baffle and see what the difference is. With the baffle out, it's pretty aggressive. With the baffle in, toned down a little bit. I'm really excited to see what it sounds like with the fiberglass wrapped around it. So let's see what happens. And we're neutral still. Idle is 87 decibels. (3,000 RPM) was 102 decibels. And revving to 7,000 a couple times, it saw 112, let me make sure. Yep. 110, 112 decibels revving it out. So quite a bit of difference there. Let's see what happens once we wrap it. For this, you're just going to need the fiberglass mesh. I got this off of Amazon. It's Your Car with a K muffler mat. Cheapest one I could find. It's all pretty much the same. I went with one, this one's 0.3 inches thick. They have 0.3, quarter inch, and then they've got thicker and they've got thinner. Or not quarter, but 0.4. 0.4 is as thick as I would go with on this, simply because you don't want too much baffling. Now this is fiberglass, so before I cut it, I've got gloves on. I'm going to put a mask I have left over from COVID on real quick and make sure I don't get any of this into my lungs, because that's not a good time, and see how it goes. All right, so Mask up, safety third. Probably shouldn't have even taken it out of the package. This stuff you can see, well, you can't see, I can see just doing this, fibers are going every which way. So you see, I've already used this for some other vehicles in the past. It worked really great on I had a Harley Davidson that was pretty much straight piped. Purchased a baffle, welded it in with some fiberglass in it, or welded a nut so that I could have the ability to move it in and out. This is right after this, so this is still warm. So you want to kind of get a measurement. There's a welded area on the baffle. You don't want to come up over it too much. You can, but I'm going to come just short of it because of how the baffle seats. I don't want it restricting how far it goes down. And I'm going to cover all these holes all the way down to the base and take the fiberglass all the way to the end of the pipe. So let's see, that may be, it's a little long, but let's see how that goes. It's right there. Just going to kind of cut it as close as you can get it. And see, that comes up perfect with it. And that's a little long, so I'll trim the excess off. Actually, let me put some bands on this. I've got the stainless steel zip ties for exhaust systems. That's what I'm going to use it. I'm going to use about 4 on it. Pre-spool these just a little bit. All right, get that nice and tight. And we'll start at the top. And just pull that as tight as you can get it, and these will lock in. Actually, I think 3 is going to be all that we're going to need. I don't want to put any more because it might restrict some of the holes and some of the flow, and we don't want to do that. All right, now those are good. So I come through here, snip them. No, it seems easier in the comic books. All right. All right, those are done. Now let's snip off the excess. Yeah, this stuff is just flying everywhere. It would be, I would have a good cough after this had I not done that. All right, and that's what you end up with. Get you a close up on it. You see it's not a real solid mesh. It breathes a little bit. I had really good luck with it on the Harley, so we'll see how this does with this. I'm gonna clean up this mess and then we'll install it and see if this was worth the time. I'm gonna install the baffle now. There's a set screw, so you want to make sure that lines up. And fits fairly well. Try to line that up. All right. If you can get, it's like trying to push a rope. Okay. All right, let's see where we're at here with it. Hold your ears. Oh, that's quite a bit of difference. See, at 88 decibels, 3,000 RPM. .92 decibels. Let's give it the rev. Seems to be flowing good. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's restricted at all. Give her the 7,000 rev. 108 decibels. So that cut down on it a lot. And to my ears, it sounds really good. Probably sounds a little bit like an Acura, to be honest. I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm sure the fiberglass will break down a little bit, and I'll do an update video on after I put a few hundred miles on the bike to see how the sound has changed. I'll try to put the microphone and everything back where it was so that we can check the decibels at the same setting, see if it's made any difference. But I like that. That sounds really good. It's still very aggressive, but yeah, it really sounds great. So yeah, this is a project that interests you, and these steps are something that you could follow well enough, because I could follow them. And seems I'm not the smartest guy. So anyone should be able to do this. But if you're just wanting something a little quieter, just about any exhaust system that has a baffle, this is doable. If you like what I've done today, like and subscribe. Till next time, this is Wrench and Regret, and I'll see you later. Wow, I really like that. That's awesome.